Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It's Marvin with some private messages. We go on to say this is a private message from someone been looking into some more accounts in search of a 6-foot black man. More and more the music links crop up. Found an account called Flash CH. He seems to be a young lad who does boxing and rap music. He goes on about BDL all the time and makes references to Jamaican man with Scottish lads. Again, there seems to be a strong gang rivalry links. I think it seems like this Flash guy has been planning a takeover of BDL from Big Nasty. He also has this photo on his page, and sure, if anyone's relevant, but do recall there was a slimmer black guy in the VIP area in the club and on the strip. This was a similar looking guy picture at the pool party in front of Jay, if that was Jay in the pool party dance clips. I'm losing track with all the doppelgangers and short of some is AI, to be honest. Yeah, I understand. Went on and delved into login CT the other day, and a few things in relation to AI and suspicious businesses cropped up very randomly. Yeah, a lot of people have been looking into their businesses, and it's strange. I did hear Luggy on a live once rant about something to do with the CCSV and hacking. I think increasingly he perhaps is not just a dumb idiot who goes fishing and may have knows numerous people and be on the payroll for more than fresh mackerel. Very funny. That's good. Also found somebody called Tund, and this is Tund in the picture here. It was a rapper and seems to have links to weed cafes, rugs and Tenerife. Interestingly, he mentions 6 foot in one of his raps on the court post photo. Pictures do show he is tall, although perhaps mixed race, not black. There was a taller guy in some strips clips from Coles that may match his frame, with perhaps longer hair, wearing some cord set and bag across body. He is mostly edited, but a few bits are clearer. Another very random thing, have you noticed a man with some sort of limp disability? He seems probably tall and may be older than the lads. Have seen somebody with the same walk. Looks like he has sustained a leg injury or has medical condition like Stoke cerebral palsy maybe. Have noticed the same walk. Just bear with me. Go back to that. Open the message and it closed again. Right, let's go back to it. Like he has sustained a leg injury or has medical condition. Have noticed the same walk in the background at Hard Rock on a beach video and in the San Diego night time CTV clips from AK's videos. It would seem something happened on the strip and Papagayo on the 14th of the 6th, which matches Cosplay's video too. If Jay wasn't stabbed, could somebody else have been stabbed in the leg? Yeah, it's possible. I mean, there's trouble there all the time, to be honest with you. But this is the guy, people, that seems to have links, the mixed race guy, and he looks quite kind of tall anyway, who has links with the cafes and probably with a lot of the BDL rappers and who go there. So thank you for actually bringing it up. And he was seen outside also, outside this Tunde, outside the Papagayo nightclub and on the strip as well, quite a few times in a tracksuit that looks very much the same as well. Let me know what you think, people, because like I said, names are coming through now, which is good. Thank you. So we move on to part 2. This is very, very interesting. So this person goes on to say, same person as the last message, have you seen this group? Tun seems part. This Tun seems. This is the mixed race lad. Seems part of this gang. I think they seem to call themselves the Marley Boys. They are sending messages to Brandon and Lucy. I reckon the mention of owing money, somebody becoming a dad, dropping a pin location, and referred to Lou. In one post, as you scroll through the photo, I think you can see he's spelling out the name Lucy with his hands, or pose, etc. Seems as saying they are owed a lot of money from them. Did they do the Snapchat picture and name Marley Kids to try to shift the blame onto a rival gang who clearly likes watches too? Could Jay have been a sacrifice to set up a GoFundMe and pay off the debt whilst also doing Tom H a favour? This was my thought. I don't think Tom H had anything to do with Jay's disappearance, but I think he knew what happened to him and what was on the cards. Is there any way that the GoFundMe can track where the money has gone? This could explain the family's friends' weird reactions to the public. They wanted the money but didn't anticipate, or like the ongoing concern from those that invested emotionally as well as financially. And on that note, I'm going to try and get some sleep and switch off from the awful repetitive raps I have been listening to all evening. I thought I had seen a lot working in the community and medical field for 30 years, but the saga really has opened my eyes up to a whole new society I had managed to swerve. Yeah, I like that. You know, you've shown some personality at the end there. That is brilliant to see. But like I said, wow, the Marley Boys, you know, this could actually explain a lot as well of money being owed and someone had to pay for it. Let me know what you think, people, because this is really getting interesting in what we're actually hearing now and what's coming out. How many people involved, gang turfs, different gangs from all over the country. These Marley Boys are supposed to be really dangerous as well. A gang in London, I've heard. So the picture that the guy asked me to put up was this one. UK rap tracks. And, you know, I think he seems to think that there's some like messages in there as well. Have a look, people, see what you think. But I thought it was kind of really interesting to put up. Once again, thank you very much for your support, and we move on. This message is very, very interesting. And it goes on to say, hi, Marvin. Luggy has always said he didn't know anyone before Jay went missing. So I wonder why Tom H and co are at his pub, The Plough. James Stanley Lugg is on Companies House listed as a director. I've heard on the grapevine that someone has sent police a message from someone who was present along with DTR when Jay was being heard. Not so sure now that Dan O'Keefe made the video up. It's also rumoured that DTR was seen with Hutch Kinanigan cartel ties. Time will tell whether there's any truth in it. Keep up the good work. Wow. That is really, really interesting. Really interesting, because it does make you think why DTR was so tight with Rachel Hargreaves, and he wasn't really doing much when he was out there. I know obviously we're just speculating, but there's so much coming out at the present moment. It just makes you wonder what else is to come. So we move on to another message. This is very mad. You could shoot any of this apart, as you probably know much more than me, but I flip things in my head sometimes. Jay was having the pee taken out of him by his so-called mates, who were also Tom Hilton's friends. Sounds like he was not having the time of his life on holes, as Lucy described it to be. But he made the best of it, went along with the gang, and he knew what they were up to, but had building resentment to Brad, who was taking the pee big time. Totally, I agree. This continued into Papagayos on Sunday night, and Jay either got pissed or was spite and all fitted up. He told Lucy he was going to get Brad and made it clear that although they were both tooled up and she knew Jay had a knife, he assured he wasn't going to use it. He sobered up enough outside the nightclub to confront Brad, and there was a scuffle. Brad got a black eye and buggered off with Lucy. For Jay was consoled by Abe and Rocky on the strip, and he tells them that Brad has the keys to the apartment and has gone, so has nowhere to stay as they've had a fight. But on the way out of town, along the beach area, Jay spots Brad, Lucy, others walking and asks Abe to stop the car. Interesting. Very interesting where this guy's going. Jay goes towards them and a fight continues with Brad on the beach. Jay produces a knife to threaten Brad. Lucy is heard to say, oh Jay, you said he wasn't going to get stabbed. I'm going to get my boy Quack Quack. That's where I flipped this. Perhaps it was Brad who got a tab mark in the leg and eventually went into hiding for 10 days to lick his wounds. Brad runs off potentially wounded, and Lucy gets Abe to take Jay back to the car and get him out the way. Abe agrees to take Jay to the counting house in Masca, so they drive up. I'm not too sure what he means about the counting house. Maybe a country house in Masca, so they drive there with Rocky and maybe LK, Lucy and Brad know where they are heading. Brad is fuming and won't let it lie, so he, Lucy, others unknown jump into the car. Brad wrapped it in a blanket from Lucy's flat and call Abe to say they are on the way. Abe tells Jay he is in trouble, so he scarpers up the road in the opposite direction. They catch up with him. He runs for his life but drops his phone, which they find. He is chased and panics and takes a dangerous path. They watch him climb a ridge and eventually see him fall from an unsurvivable height. That's as far as I get with the madness, except to say that Rachel Hargreaves was very quick to act and hoodwink CT into helping cover her son's track for old time's sake. His body may have been retrieved from one spot and replaced later. That's where it gets more mad and sinister. 12. I don't think Abe would hurt his bro. Rocky was out on his feet. Brandon didn't have anything to do with it. 13 told you I was barking mad. And then he goes on to say Abe is woken by a buzzer, which is actually a phone call from Lucy saying they are in the car and on the way to Masca. Interesting story. Very, very, very interesting story. I mean, anything's possible in this case. I do think it's a little bit far-fetched, to be honest with you. I don't think Jay was alive if he did go to Masca, to be honest with you. But I just don't think it actually went that far. I think that Jay from the beach ended up on the Maruba, and this is why so many pictures were staged in Jay going to Masca and actually being at the Airbnb. And I think that was a load of lies. Let me know what you think, people, because I think that was kind of very, very interesting. Right, so that's all the messages and up to date. Let me know what you think, people. I've got something coming up later talking about Rachel Hargreaves and what True Crime 1111 was on about as well. And that I thought that was really, really interesting. Once again, thank you very much and thank you for supporting the channel.